I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational.
You can do it!
But that just wouldn't be our style.
Welcome to Project Reclamation, where you rebuild, re-energize, and reclaim your life.
Bam.
Sweet.
I got the clap.
We have clapped.
We have clapped. Yes.
We have the clap.
I like how I pitched you that softball and you didn't take it.
Like I said, you probably aren't going to get a lot out of me tonight.
That's all right. We're not going to get a lot out of JB tonight. And that's okay. That's quite all right. Yeah. So what's up, JB? What are you up to? Why are you so tired? Because it's late. That's why.
Well, it's just being, I don't know.
Being an adult. Being an adult, having a full-time job. And a child. And a pregnant wife.
And a pregnant wife. And it's hotter than Hades in Nashville.
Dude.
I think I'm really exhausted because I mowed the lawn today, and it was like a heat index of like 105, and
dude, that's rough. Is that normal?
60% humidity. It's not normal, but that's what it was today.
Oh, okay. But that's not like normal, like July weather.
I mean, yes and no. I mean,
interesting.
It's been I don't even know the word. Uncharacteristically hot. Yes,
it's been uncharacteristically hot in Southern California as well.
I think it's pretty much everywhere. I think we are experiencing the end times.
Oh, it's revelations. Yeah,
it's relevations.
Relevations. Is that is that like elevations?
Yep. That's what's relevant and
so it's kind of like the relevant revelations.
Yes, exactly. And yep, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I like it, dude. I like it. I'm extremely cognizant right now of not cutting you off and allowing you to speak, because the feedback I got from the last episode you and I did together was, Tim, let JB talk. He's interesting. And you don't let him fucking talk. I'm like, what you guys have to realize is that like that was the second part of one recording session that JB and I did. And the first part, I was very polite. And not that I wasn't polite the second time, I just was very drunk and like...
it's all good.
Yeah. No, I know. Good. I know. And because I mean, I told you specifically that episode or those two episodes. That was the one where I woke up in the morning and I was just happy that I saved everything because I didn't remember anything that we talked about. I was like, "Thank you, Buffalo Trace."
Wow.
And then it was funny because I was listening back to an old conversation of ours because I'm creepy and I record all our phone conversations. Although I think it was your idea, so I hold you responsible for that. But and it was I think it was the failure episode. No, I don't remember what it was. Anyways, one of the episodes that I thought was actually a really good episode, Forgiveness, I think that's what it was. You were like, man, I have no recollection of what we talked about in that Forgiveness episode. I think that's what it was. And you're like, thanks, Altos Tequila. So thank you, Altos Tequila and Buffalo Trace, for giving JB and I wonderful conversations.
We have been known to imbibe on certain episodes, given the length of the recording session. And yeah, why not?
Absolutely. And I think in a normal...
Vino Veritas, right?
What?
In Vino Veritas, in wine comes the truth, or in wine truth.
Oh, is that like an old like Rome thing?
Yeah.
I like it. In Vino Veritas.
You never heard about that?
No, dude. I'm going to write it down though.
I think that's what it is. Let me Google machine that real quick.
It makes sense. I don't know. I've heard Veritas before.
Yeah, that means
So does
truth.
that mean, okay, if Veritas means truth, then that for sure means in wine equals truth. All right.
I mean, that's what my parents used to say too. It's like, we drink because this is the real us. And I was like, well, you guys are assholes.
Yeah, it's so, dude, the dichotomy between the drunk excuse is very interesting because some people use it as an excuse to not be held responsible for things they do. And then other people say, oh, well, if you didn't believe it, you wouldn't have said it when you were drunk. Well, I'm not saying either of those are right because I think they're both wrong. Because I've certainly said a lot of shit when I was drunk that I did not mean or actually believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think you're right. It's one of those things where if it's good, you'll take credit. If it's not, you'll blame somebody else.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like I don't know, people that have people that work for them. I was watching. What's that show The Rock is on? Oh, Ballers. Yeah, and there's that one dude who like works. He's like the right hand man of the. I don't even know if I'm caught up or if I'm like a season behind. I have no idea. But the one dude who I swear has been on a bunch of other shows, and he's like an ex-ball player, and he works for the GM of I think the Dolphins, and the guy basically, and it's funny because it's the guy from Psych, the black dude. Yeah. What is his name? I can't remember his name.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, he's a total asshole in that show, and he's like, well, he's like, you're really good at such and such, and you keep doing well, and I'll take credit, and if you fuck up, well, I'll blame it on you.
Well, I mean, that's being an employee in general,
Every
pretty much.
boss ever. Yes, exactly. Exactly. But, you could actually give your employees credit, and then they become loyal to you, and then you have an army.
And then you have, any of the Virgin brands, because Richard Branson is apparently very good to his employees.
That's what I've heard. That is what I've heard.
At least he says, be good to your employees, and they will be loyal to you, because an employee is an asset, not a liability.
I totally agree. No, I mean, I think that you have to shield yourself, because I think people are always going to take care of themselves, and I'll never blame them for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's you can be at the top end of the spectrum of treating your employees.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know me, I always say, treat people like human beings. It's amazing what you'll find and what they'll do. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't think I'm anything special, but I remember the guy who was recruiting for me for this position I'm in now, he was talking to a few of my ex-employees. He's like, Tim, dude, I don't know what you did as a manager, but man, every single one of these people would jump in front of a bus for you. I'm like, well, dude, it's not that difficult or that complicated. All I did was treat them like human beings.
You just showed them the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
And that was why they would jump in front of a bus.
That is a good point, because they knew that if the bus slowed down too much, it would blow up.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they jump off a bus for you.
Oh, maybe that makes more sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, if they had, but it's a good thing I had them watch Speed 1, because if they had watched Speed 2, then there would be a boat involved.
They would be jumping off a cruise ship,
and it would be really confusing. Cool. Yeah.
Well, depending on where you're at, though, because if you jump off a cruise ship and you're at port in St. Martin, do cruise ships go to St. Martin?
I'm sure they do. They do, actually. I have been to St. Martin on a cruise ship. St. Martin is an interesting place.
Yeah, so if you jump off the boat there, then it's cool. Water's nice and blue, and you get to watch big airplanes land at a small airport.
Dude,
so
how tall is a cruise ship?
Oh, dude. I mean,
it's like a few hundred feet.
Yeah, I mean, so think about this. So an aircraft carrier sitting on deck, standing on deck, it's like 90 feet.
And a cruise ship is bigger than an aircraft carrier, isn't it?
Well, it's taller.
That's what I meant.
I guess they can be bigger, yeah.
But even if it's not bigger, it's still taller, because they have all those.
Yeah. They're just
so
it's high.
at what height can you jump into the water, and is it too high?
I don't know. You gotta ask those Red Bull super high diver people, because I mean, I've heard that. I mean, I've only jumped off something that's maybe 30, 40 feet.
I think that's about mine too. Yeah,
and it wasn't comfortable, but I hear at a certain distance, it just feels like concrete. You're hitting concrete, so.
Well, then it's all about the landing too, because you want to minimize your surface area. I mean, think about even doing a belly flop off the low dive, hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, it does.
You just slap the water. Whoop-bap. Yeah, dude. So what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I am drinking Old Charter No. 8.
That sounds like something that they drink at the Elks Lodge.
It kind of is, I can imagine. It's a bottom shelf bourbon, but it's delicious.
Oh, you're back to bourbon.
Yeah, well, I'm just out of tequila.
Oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Dude, I keep trying to find Altos, and I can't find it anywhere.
Really?
No, I mean, they have it at Ralph's. I just haven't been going to Ralph's.
I was going to say, you're not looking that hard, because
No, I'm really not, dude. It's just I just go where I go. I'm trying this. I mean, I think Jameson's okay, but I think it's overpriced. If Jameson's on sale for less than $20, I'll buy it. But the ticket price on Jameson is $31, and
are you serious?
Yeah, dude. At least that's how it is in California.
I can get a $7.50 of Jameson out here for $16.
Well, it's not hard. It's almost always on sale. So let me preface it with that. But the actual ticket price, not on sale, is technically $31.99, which is ridiculous. Because
that's stupid.
I mean, I think the ticket price of Pendleton is $24, $25, and then it's usually on sale for $19.99, which whatever. And or even what's the Tulamore Dew is usually on sale for like $20. But yeah, I was listening to Sofa King episode. Shout out to you three guys. Just it's like I was thinking of a word for it. It's like what do you call it? Like a pod crush or a podmance? I guess it's a pod crush because a podmance would have to go both ways, and like they barely know.
Yeah, we're like a stock pod, a stocking pod.
We're a stock pod for sure.
We're stocking
for sure. But we still love you guys because you're awesome, and it may be the like Mandela effect, or maybe JB and I's like mental instability, but we do swear that we talk about the same, like a lot of the same stuff, and maybe it's us picking it up from them, maybe it's them picking it up from us, maybe it's like neither, and like we both just have, the six of us just happen to like have similar thought processes. I have no fucking clue.
Maybe we're like in different dimensions.
Maybe we're not in any dimension and we're all just sitting in like strange like fluid filled pods. I have no idea.
Fluid filled pods. That makes me have to go to the bathroom.
Well,
I'm not going to the bathroom, but
hit the like pause button or what?
No. I'm just saying that saying fluid filled pods makes me
fluid filled pods just makes me think of those like Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are kids eating Tide Pods, by the way? I don't understand that.
That's old news, bro. They're on to other things now.
So what are they eating now? What the fuck is wrong with kids? Like, I don't even get it, dude.
that's I mean that's just psychology. Who knows?
It's like okay, dude, we used to like put on like fucking denim jackets and like run around fields and shoot each other with BB guns. And that sounds really stupid, but that's nowhere near as stupid as some of the shit that kids do today. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Okay. I mean, think about it though. Like, people may have done stupider shit back when we were kids, but you weren't hearing about it as instantaneously either.
True,
so
that's true. I guess you're right.
Information wasn't spreading as fast. So it was kind of like, people who now kids are kind of eating too fast. And, back then you actually were able to feel full sort of with information.
Dude, you raise a fantastic point, which just bolsters my point that, JB, despite sometimes his lack of agreeing with me on this point, is a very smart individual. And that makes perfect sense, actually. And kids are dumb. And we were dumb when we were kids, but we weren't bombarded by, and, when you're a kid, like, you always want to, like, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. But we weren't bombarded by YouTube videos of other kids doing stupid shit that made us want to.
Exactly. We didn't get the bad ideas as quickly.
Interesting.
That's just my take on it. Who knows?
Well, just, you know what? I mean, there's a topic idea on our list of topics called confidence, and you should have some more of it, buddy. That's
maybe.
Right. Fucking lawyered.
So my Wi-Fi is not working at the house, so that sucks.
How does why? Too hot?
Well, because no, I keep my Wi-Fi outside. No, I had to move the router from one room to the other, and apparently it didn't. I don't know. It's just not working.
It didn't route correctly?
Apparently not.
Are you sure it's not like NSA interference or something?
I have no idea.
It's probably got something to do with the ECHELON. ECHELON, it's not a project. What the fuck is ECHELON? I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
It's a thing. The Sofa King guys have an interesting podcast on it. You should listen to it.
Project ECHELON.
It's very interesting. It's basically, it's essentially like the fucking Patriot Act, NSA gathering information.
Oh yeah.
But the weird thing is, it's a conglomerate. That's the wrong word. It is a teaming up. I'm a loss for words here. It's 5 different countries. It's US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Strangely, all English-speaking countries. But it's basically they all share, and this has been going on like since, I don't know, the 60s maybe before that. They basically all do mass dragnet approaches to information gathering, and then they share it with each other, which raises, to me, the first question it raises, okay, our government says that they don't spy on their own citizens. Okay, do I believe that? Not for a second. But does that mean that the UK and New Zealand and Canada and Australia are spying on us and then reporting that back to our own government, and then that we're doing that to all their citizens and reporting it back to them? So they can be like, no, we don't spy on our citizens. We don't listen to your phone calls.
But other people do.
But the other people do, and then they give us the information. Now, all that aside, I have no idea. But yeah, it's interesting because I guess, so part of it was like they listen for, like, because obviously like they can't, people can't physically listen to like 3 million conversations at a time. So they have these, I guess it's like a system, program. I have no idea. Whatever. They program something to catch certain key phrases, which is, to me, sounds a little retarded because, like, if you and I are planning something or like, and we're like halfway intelligent, like, I'm not gonna be like, JB, what exact time in Pacific Standard Time are you going to deliver the bomb? Like, it's gonna be more like, hey, JB, man, that Amazon package should be arriving around 7:30 p.m.
Well, maybe they're looking for us to say Amazon package, and then
and maybe they are, and maybe they've evolved, and that's probably the case. Although there was some interesting stories about, like, I guess some woman's like phone conversation was flagged because she said something about, I can't remember what it was, but she used the term basically like someone bombed, like as in they failed, but it kind of like got flagged, and then I don't know, she got put on like a no-fly list or something.
Well, and I'm sure too that if they're being as, up and above board as they say they are, they have a certain amount of people who have had suspicious activity before, and cross-referencing those conversations against certain keywords. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
who knows?
I think you lost me when you said above board.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I mean, that's fine. I get it. And I mean, there's the whole, like, I don't know. It's the whole two sides of the coin. And I mean, personally, I prefer one side a hell of a lot more than the other side, but I get why people prefer, people want security. So a lot of people are willing to give away, some liberty for security.
Yeah.
But they're also really good at just finding ways to, like, pick at emotions and be like, oh, well, we need to do this because we're keeping you safe. Are you really?
Well,
though?
I feel like that's like the wall that closes in on you, like when they were in the trash dump in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm cool. The wall's not hitting me yet. Oh, okay, I'm cool. The wall's not hitting me yet. Oh man, here it gets a little closer. It just depends on what side of the room you're on.
Oh, this water it's not too hot. It's kind of nice. Oh, it's a little warmer, but it's not bad. I think my skin is burning, but
yeah.
It doesn't
look, there goes my skin
feel
floating
much
off
hotter.
in the distance.
Oh wait, I'm a frog. That's right. And they're gonna eat my legs. What do they do with the rest of the frog? That's my question. Why do people only eat frog legs?
I don't know. What's wrong with the frog body?
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We should ask somebody.
Maybe I should. I don't know. I was at a place the other day, and not the other day, it was a couple weeks ago, and they had frog legs. That doesn't, like...
to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever eaten frog legs.
I haven't either. And it's like, don't get me wrong. If someone order them or whatever, I'd try them. I'll try almost...
Oh, yeah. I'm not opposed to it.
No. I'll try almost anything once. I mean, I would assume that its frog probably tastes... I have no idea. Probably similar to gator on some level.
Which is probably a lot like chicken.
Gator, you've had gator, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying it's kind of like
It tastes like chicken that was marinated. It tastes like chicken that was marinated in swamp water. Or fishy chicken, if you will. And that sounds bad, but it's kind of like when people taste like wine and there's like notes of terra firma, which is a fancy way of saying fucking dirt, let's be honest. Earthy's not a bad thing necessarily if it's seasoned and cooked correctly. So I mean, I like gator. I don't love it. But yeah, I would imagine that frog just kind of tastes like that. But I don't know. The legs, frog, I don't know. Not really. It doesn't seem that fancy. But I'm still wondering, like, is there no meat on the rest of the frog? I don't get it. I'm confused.
Probably not enough to...
Yeah, you're probably right.
To warrant cooking and preparing.
And why is calamari so fucking popular?
Because it's deep fried. Well, I guess not all of it's deep fried. You could just fry calamari.
Yeah, but I mean, almost any time you order calamari as an appetizer, it's deep fried.
Well, and it's just a vessel for sauces.
That's true, but like...
It's just like... It's like a real-life version of a Fritos scoop.
You're fucking right, but let's be honest. Like, you could serve me Fritos scoops and it'd be just as good. I think calamari...
Well, but I mean... And it's kind of like I don't know. Yeah, squid is like... Calamari is squid, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, because it's the circular. They just cut the body of the squid up and make it into little fishy rings.
The mantle is like a cylinder.
Yeah, what's octopus? Is there?
No, there's no name for octopus. It's just octopus, and octopus is fucking disgusting.
Well, it's like chewy and tentacly.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it
makes sense.
Yeah, it's fine. Tentacles. Some people like it. I mean, I've had it raw, I've had it cooked, and it's like chewing on a tire.
Yeah.
Although I've never chewed on a tire. Why do we make analogies
I've had
to
octopus sushi. I have had that before.
And that's the worst because it's so chewy.
If it's prepared properly, if it's cut properly.
I'm guessing if they beat the shit out of it with like a tenderizing hammer, that might make it a little bit better.
Well, and I think there's a grain to it as well.
That might make sense.
Like most meats. So I think if you cut it kind of, and I don't know this for sure, but I think if you cut it against the grain, I think you can more easily masticate it.
Ah, mastication.
Yeah.
JB is a masticator.
Mm-hmm. I'm a master
masticator. Are you also a cutting linguist?
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out a way to put anal linguist into a funny... I can't figure out how to do that, though. I just can't do it. I can't.
Yeah, there's no subtlety to that one.
There's no subtlety at all. So, yeah, we have no topic today. Steve's out. We should probably talk about that. I mean, yeah, because, in the last episode, Tinfoil Hats, Steve, you might have thought Steve wasn't here because he didn't talk, but...
Steve's got a lot on his plate these days.
Steve has a lot on his plate. Steve's got a lot on his mind. Yeah, he's so busy lately that he's burning the candle at both ends. But you know what, though? I mean, that's cool. He made a decision. He has a goal, and he's going for it. And we support the fuck out of Steve. So we are there for him. So, Stephen Chang, if you're listening to this episode...
We support the fuck out of you.
We support the fuck out of you. Or, wait, no.
Or the fuck into you.
That's what I was going to say, and then I thought that just sounded so wrong.
It does sound wrong, but... It really does. You know what?
But that's okay.
When have we ever worried about that?
Because if it were right, it wouldn't be entertaining.
That's right.
I think. I'm not really sure.
And if supporting Steve is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Hell no, dude. Steve. Oh, Stephen Chang. We love Steve. He's a good man.
Good dude.
And he's going to be a nurse practitioner, which means he can write prescriptions.
Yeah.
And he can cut people.
Whoa.
What, dude? It's the truth.
Cut you coming real deep, like with a scalpel?
Yeah, I think so.
So can he like help in surgeries and stuff like that?
He certainly can, yes.
He can be like, nurse, practitioner, hand me the scalpel.
Exactly. Yes, and he can write you a prescription.
Suture this vein.
Suture this vein. I don't know about all... Man, maybe... I mean, yeah, for sure. They do have... So nurse... I think in California, a nurse practitioner and a physician's assistant or a PA are virtually the same thing. I think the biggest difference, obviously, is the path that you take to get there. But also, I think a physician's assistant is always operating under a particular physician's license. So, like, if you were a physician's assistant, JB, you'd be, like, tied to my license if I was a doctor. That'd be funny if Tim was a doctor. God save the world.
That would be slightly terrifying.
Slightly terrifying. It would be like the game Operation, like, 7 days a week. No, that doesn't go there. But, and then I guess a nurse practitioner is always operating under a physician's license, but I don't think they're tied to any one physician. And I could be totally fucking wrong on this one, but...
that sounds right.
But I believe, at least in a commercial facility, like a Scripps hospital or a whatever hospitals next to you, JB, like a nurse, I don't believe can use a scalpel and like actually cut people, but a PA and an NP both can.
Well, I can imagine a physician's assistant, a physician wanting the same person assisting him if he's good on multiple surgery, like, if he's got like a schedule and you figure out how they work, rather than having a revolving door of those type of people.
No, you're absolutely right. And like a lot of times, especially
like a caddy, he's like the doctor's caddy, like they don't change.
No, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. And that's kind of the difference. I mean, there's a lot of overlap there, but then you do see a lot of nurse practitioners work in like urgent care clinics and stuff because they can prescribe you most of any medication you're going to need in urgent care, and they can do a lot of
the doctor doesn't have to be present,
right? But typically in surgical kind of applications or surgical practices, you find more physician's assistant, but there's a lot of crossover.
The doctor has to be present there,
right, and that's where they're gonna and then like you said, that doctor is gonna want their go-to person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're like you said, you're caddy. However, I don't want a caddy cutting me open.
No. Well, I mean, if that caddy was a qualified...
If that caddy was like a highly esteemed surgeon from India or some other country, and they came over here and hadn't got, I don't know how that works, like medical license transferring.
Yeah, they just they were a, doctor, and then
Yeah.
They liked golf and they needed to make a buck.
Or just, I mean, I've heard stories of people who come over to I mean, either to here or just anywhere, and like they were like some esteemed surgeon where they came from, and then they come to whatever country they go to, and then they end up being, I don't know, like running a...
Oh, for sure. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have the qualifications in that certain state or country or whatever yet.
Right. And then I don't know how that goes. I'm still kind of creeped out by the whole word practice, to be perfectly honest. And this is kind of a bit or a shtick, but honestly, it's kind of weird. Like, why are lawyers and medical professionals always practicing? And they have a practice, and they're practicing medicine.
I think we've gone over this before too. Because if practice makes perfect, and nobody's perfect, then why practice?
Well, that's a good point too. I mean, but then Tony Robbins says practice makes permanent, because if you practice something the wrong way, you're just gonna always do it the wrong way.
Which should prove your point more, because if these doctors are practicing the wrong thing,
yeah,
malpractice.
Ooh, interesting. What specialty is responsible for the most deaths in a hospital on average? Or what specific thing? And I don't even know if I'm right. I think I have the answer, but I'm not really sure. Let's be honest.
Dermatology.
You are correct, but not.
I am?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's anesthesia. Anesthesiologist.
Oh,
Anesthesia.
for sure. Yeah. I've heard that for sure.
Because I think it's probably, if I were to guess, and this is all speculation, and of course we're talking about all this medical shit while Steve isn't even here, but I would guess it's anesthesia is the first, and like surgical site infections is probably the second. Those are just speculations, though.
Well, anesthesia is such it's like sliding scale, because
right.
I mean, I can't imagine like constant monitoring. Like, I gave him too much of this. I gotta, get him back out of it with this. Oh no, his heart's about to explode. I gotta sedate him, or like.
Absolutely,
and I'm sure that's exactly how it works every time too.
You know what, dude? It probably is. I mean, let's be honest. It's the one thing where like you have to take, I don't know, let's say 27 different things into account, and that gives you plug that into some sort of algorithm, and that gives you your number, which is like how many milligrams of whatever are you supposed to push at this speed. I don't know. Fucking, where's Steve? God damn it.
Well, and then you have to keep the person unconscious enough. So that he's not feeling excruciating pain or like freaking out and moving.
Well, that's the thing. You have to find that sweet spot between like they're not going to wake up too soon, but they're not going to die, because essentially you're giving them something that could easily kill someone at dose, threshold X, but below threshold Y, that person's not going to be numb enough or asleep enough to not feel things. And then like there's some horrible stories about like people who like weren't conscious because they weren't like visibly awake, but then they have these crazy stories about how they like felt everything, and they can, I mean, sometimes it's probably bullshit, but other times like they'll just,
but you couldn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. And other times they've like, people either like stated back like some of the conversation that the surgeons were having, or just like remember different like things that they had to have been aware to actually remember, or
the whole thing about being able to feel it. I feel like they would see that in the person's heart rate, because I would be flipping my motherfucking shit. Like my heart would be like a flipping hummingbird at that point.
But if you were in some weird, like, dude, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Not like, kind of.
Okay.
But I know what you're talking about.
So like it's happened to me a few times, and it's fucking creepy and kind of scary. It's where like your mind is awake but your body's still asleep, and that's the best way I can describe it. I don't know the actual physiology of what's going on, but it's like I'm awake and I know I'm awake, but I'm pretty sure my eyes aren't open, but I can't move, and it's like the fucking weirdest thing ever. Well, and I think a lot of that too, like, you know how they say dreams only last a couple seconds?
Yeah. It's probably the same thing too, where you're in that transition from like REM sleep to being awake, and it's probably only like 2 or 3 seconds. I'm speculating here, but
dude,
but it feels like forever.
Oh, for sure. And then like, I mean, for me personally, because that's all I can talk about, and it's only happened to me probably a handful of times, and it didn't, at least I don't remember it happening until probably, I don't know if it was like within the last 10 years for sure, and I think even less than that. But it's like you literally have to, because like you're very aware of what's going on, and it freaks you out, but then you literally have to, or at least for me, I had to focus on like one movement, like, okay, I'm going to roll over, or I'm going to move my right arm, and then you have to like focus all of your, I don't know, brain power, or like all of your everything whatever you can muster, any sort of power of anything, into just doing that one thing. And then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Although, if I was smarter, maybe I would just go back to sleep.
Yeah. Just let it go, man.
Yeah. Wait, now you have to sing the song.
Let it go, let it go.
That's what I was
You're welcome.
That's what I was waiting for. I love it.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.